Again, ladies and gentlemen, is there anyone on the panel who has a problem with this concept or does not think that it should be the law, presumption of innocence? Note for the record that no one has raised their hands. Also, some may think that just because
my lawyer ain't gonna speak up. It's plain and simple.
Sir?
You asked him a question just a minute ago about him being biased.
Sir,
if I'm a convict, I want to testify by myself.
Part of the proceeding,
he won't speak up. I've been giving him questions. He won't speak up.
Sir, that's because it's not his turn to ask questions.
Shit, man, he gonna sell me out.
All right. The appropriate time will happen at the appropriate time. If you continue to have outbursts, I'm going to have to remove you from the
Now it's
courtroom.
appropriate time. I keep telling you, he's a problem.
Deputy, please remove him.
This move.
Turn around.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to need a second to deal with this. Ms. Rochelle, take charge of the jury. Just step outside and we'll talk to you in a few minutes, okay?
All right.
Just follow Ms. Rochelle out. We'll be back with you in a few minutes, okay?
No, let me get my no.
No, he doesn't get anything. He's out. Have a seat. We'll be with you in a second. If you can step out, we'll be with you, please. Okay. Ma'am, you can step outside as well.
He's not doing well.
It's okay. I'll have Ms. Rochelle come get her. Thank you. Everyone gets a fair shake. So anyone think that they could not render a verdict solely on the evidence presented at trial under those scenarios, please raise your hand. I'll note for the record that no one has raised their hands. Ladies and gentlemen, the law requires the state to prove a defendant guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. The defendant is presumed by law to be innocent. This means that the defendant is not required to prove innocence or to produce any evidence. Also, a defendant in a criminal case has the right not to testify at trial, and the exercise of that right cannot be considered by the jury in determining guilt or innocence. Ladies and gentlemen, is there anyone who does not understand the principles of law I just stated, the presumption of innocence? If you don't understand those, please raise your hand. For the record that no one has raised their hand. Is there anyone who does not agree with these things or does not think that they should be the law? Is there anyone who does not think we should have the presumption of innocence? For the record again, no one has raised their hands. In fact, the presumption of innocence is so strong that as you sit here today, if you had to vote right now whether the defendant was guilty or not guilty, you'd have to vote not guilty. Because the state has not presented any evidence, they have not sustained their burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Again, ladies and gentlemen, is there anyone on the panel who has a problem with this concept or does not think that it should be the law, presumption of innocence? Note for the record that no one has raised their hands. Also, some may think that just because
my lawyer ain't gonna speak up. It's plain and simple.
Sir?
You asked him a question just a minute ago about him being biased.
Sir,
if I'm a convict, I want to testify by myself.
Part of the proceeding,
he won't speak up. I've been giving him questions. He won't speak up.
Sir, that's because it's not his turn to ask questions.
Shit, man, he gonna sell me out.
All right. The appropriate time will happen at the appropriate time. If you continue to have outbursts, I'm going to have to remove you from the
Now it's
courtroom.
appropriate time. I keep telling you, he's a problem.
Deputy, please remove him.
Move.
Turn around.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to need a second to deal with this. Ms. Rochelle, take charge of the jury. Just step outside and we'll talk to you in a few minutes, okay?
All right.
Just follow Ms. Rochelle out. We'll be back with you in a few minutes, okay?
No, let me get my no.
No, he doesn't get anything. He's out. Have a seat. We'll be with you in a second. If you can step out, we'll be with you, please. Okay. Ma'am, you can step outside as well.
He's not doing well.
It's okay. I'll have Ms. Rochelle come get her. Thank you.